This little guy made me very angry. What is up, Kit Fisto Army? TBC here, back with an update video on my previous video from last week about Instagram live auctions for Legos. And I have my figure in. It came in late last week, and I already had videos planned, so I decided to just hold off and wait for a video this week. And in the meantime, there were some great conversations happening in the comment sections of that video, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit. I'm going to talk about now my new take on this whole thing, and also still talk about some problems with Instagram Lego live auctions. So let's jump into it. First things first, I want to talk about the figure. So I went to my P.O. box late last week to go check for the figure, and it was there. And I opened it, and first of all, I saw on the envelope that the shipping was $3.80. So he charged me $5 for shipping, and then it cost him $3.80 to ship it. And so I thought, all right, he's definitely still making a profit, although it is definitely a lot slimmer than I thought it would be. And I was just wondering why he would want to put it in a padded envelope. It just costs more money. But then I had a great conversation with Martin Ferret in my last comment section, and he brought up some very important points. First, that for good business, that the seller should supply a tracking code to you so you know where the thing is coming in. I know that you can't track letters or 50-cent letters, but you can track the padded envelopes, and so that's what it was in. And that is actually very understandable. That is standard on eBay. That is standard on pretty much everywhere, including Bricklink, when it comes to buying and selling Lego, and I completely forgot about that. I just want to say that a lot of things that I said in the previous video I'm going to kind of take back or revise, because I was quite angry in that video. I was fresh off of a bad Lego auction experience, and I was just very, very frustrated. But again, I will be taking some of that back, so thank you to Martin Ferret for kind of bringing that up to me. He also said that I should take into account the costs of the envelopes and all that kind of stuff. And I definitely overlooked that. And last week, what I said was that this one person was charging $5, and then what made me make the video was because this other person was charging $4. And $4 actually seems like a way more reasonable price now that I know that it costs $3.80 to ship it. So I definitely take back all the things I said about that. I'll probably be hopping on one of his auctions, knowing that the shipping isn't worse or more expensive than I would get on Bricklink or eBay. But the account that I bought this figure from actually recently brought up his price from $5 to $6 base shipping, and so that makes me a little bit more concerned, or gives me a worse feeling, because that just shows that he is kind of chasing the profit. It seems like you can get those packages in a big bundle for like 10 cents each or something like that. So I think he still is finessing people with his shipping costs and stuff like that. But the other one is not. So I kind of take that back, even though I didn't name names. But once again, the guy who I bought this figure from recently brought up his shipping price, and I see no reason for that other than to make up on lost money. Then I also wanted to address some other comments that you guys sent me about your negative experiences. The first one comes from Brick Vile Films, and I'm gonna have to read it out on the phone because it is a long list, or a long comment. But he says, I've hopped into a couple of these hoping to find a steal. Absolutely nothing that's jumped out at me so far. I mean, I've seen some okay deals so far, but nothing that made me feel the need to join in. Lots of expensive customs and clones that people are driving up way over the actual price because it's hype and exciting minifig. However, the main thing I've noticed is that the auctioneer sellers are terribly rude. And now I've actually had this experience as well. I've noticed that they are, at least on my second auction. The first one was all right. I will say that I did have a very good experience with the figure I bought from the guy I bought this figure from. So he was auctioning off a AAT, the Clone Wars version. I forget what year it was, but it was the blue one, the very big one, that came with Yoda, the 2 battle droids, and all the other things. And he didn't say that there were no figs in it, and so I had already bid, and then he said, oh, there are no figs. I'm like, oh, I retract my bid, and he's like, oh, okay, sorry, I should have been more clear about that, and that was nice. But everybody else in the thing said fake bidder. They wanted me to leave because I was a fake bidder and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it was just incredibly rude. I thought it was it was just such a toxic community that I don't recommend getting yourself into, because I don't know what their whole deal is, but they're very sensitive about fake bidders and stuff like that. And so I beat one guy, this one right here, for this figure. So I beat a guy to get this figure, just barely, and he was really angry at me because the next item was the AAT, and he started talking me down and stuff like that. I'm like, why is this so toxic? And it's something you definitely don't get in auctions on eBay and stuff like that. So definitely still a rude community. But like I said, the second one was definitely quite rude. He was very snappy, and he just gives off a very greedy vibe. I don't know how else to explain it. He was just wanted to get the money in. I mean, the fact that he was saying, like, let's do bidding wars, let's get bidding wars, get more people in here. I mean, obviously it's a business, but you don't need to shove it down, like show it in our face that you're trying to make money, because that doesn't make a very respectable and well-liked business. I was in one, and some guy commented a completely normal bid. I believe he went to $17 after the last bid was $15, and the guy kicked him for being a fake bidder and asked why. And when asked why, the guy just said he didn't trust him because he had a Ronald McDonald profile picture on IG. Way to lose business for yourself. Why even be so aggressive and rude? Not to mention the second one I went into, the guy kicked like 3 people for having light conversation. It seems like the wrong community to get involved with. Rude, aggressive people, high prices, and overcharged shipping. That last statement pretty much sums up the Lego auction community. Very rude, very snappy. Even the people in the auction are just incredibly rude. It just seems like this virus that spreads of rudeness, and it's incredibly sad to see. I feel like I can kind of understand where the sellers are coming from if they've had experiences with people who haven't paid or are fake bidders, but that just comes with the business, and there's really no way to combat that other than without being rude and stuff like that. And so I think just for the better of your business, what they should do is they should just sort of put up with it in a way. I don't think that they should, have a call-out story. I feel like that's just incredibly weird, and they never know. It could be some kid that's bidding and their mom doesn't let them and stuff like that. So it's a very risky business to get into on Lego Instagram auctions and stuff like that. So the fact that they're being rude and stuff like that doesn't help them at all. They know what they're getting into, and if they just want to make some money, then sell on Bricklink or eBay. You can probably fetch similar prices. Same thing with the overpriced minifigs. I think the main reason why people do it over Instagram is maybe to avoid the commission costs of eBay and Bricklink. I assume there's a commission cost on Bricklink. But also, so there are bidding wars in which a figure can bid up to a price that is higher than it is actually worth. Fortunately for me, this Jango Fett minifigure didn't do that. I got it for under what it was on Bricklink, and you just need to keep a good eye on it. But again, very snappy people on the stream, on those live streams. At least the loudest people are. I don't think most of them are, but the loudest people are, and they really ruin the experience. My Lego said, bruh, I have the same experience. They ripped me off with shipping. I bought a battle pack off of an auction, and the shipping should have been $4.20, and he tried to charge $17.99 for shipping. I could get it on Amazon for $12 with free shipping. Now this is, again, this is just trying to make up for lost money here. Once again, the shipping doesn't need to be that expensive. I've worked on eBay and stuff like that. I don't think $4.20 is the right number, but it's definitely not over $10. Certainly not over $15. It's probably around maybe $5 to $8 for shipping of a set like that, unless he's international. But yeah, there are no shipping rates in which a 99 is added to the end. That's just not how it works. There's always like $3.80, $4.20 I know is a shipping rate, $10.60. It's a bunch of stuff like that. You'll never see a 99 when it comes to shipping costs, so just stay away from that. So anyways, this was just kind of like a closure video to last week's video on Instagram Lego live auctions. I'm pretty happy with the figure. I'm actually shocked that it came with the jetpack and everything, and it's in very, very good condition, so I got very lucky. And I recognize that, and I probably won't be making mistakes like that again, not knowing whether the figure is complete or not, or does have any cracks and stuff like that. But definitely a very good steal for the figure. And what I've kind of gathered from this is that you should probably, if you're going to a Lego live auction, in order to get a good deal, you need to buy multiple figures in order to make that shipping cost not a pain. Thank you to everybody who shared their stories with me in the last video about this topic. I appreciate it a lot. I like having conversations, seeing different sides of the argument. If you guys have any positive or negative experiences with Lego Instagram live auctions, drop them in down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you and stuff like that. And I think more awareness and more opinions and more viewpoints about this whole subject will most definitely go a long way and kind of shed some more light on this whole topic. So again, thank you to everybody for watching this video. If you found this informative, please drop a like down below. Also subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys all later. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.